Hello, everyone. Welcome back to week 3. This week, you're going to be doing poetry. So, poetry, there are tons of different genres, and you're going to choose several different ones. You're going to write several different poems. Part of the purpose of poetry is to tell a short story, or to explore concepts of the human condition or the world through poetic means, through visualization, through rhyming, through wordplay, right? And there's a lot of different ways to do it. And sometimes I dread poetry myself. But let's go over a couple of these, and then I'm going to explain some ways you can think about doing poetry that might help you. One of the first examples we have is haiku, which is a Japanese type poem um, that emphasizes simplicity, intensity, and directness of expression. Okay, they tend to be poems that they go for the core concepts of this of expression. They're 3-line poems, 3 lines, 17 syllables. Okay, so syllables are each basically like formation of sound, right? I don't know the exact definition, but if I say my name, Mendoza, right? 3 different formations of the mouth. I think that's about right. 3 syllables, so 17 syllables. You have 5 syllables in the first line, 7, and then 5. Okay, 5, 7, 5. Mr. Mendoza, wait, Mr. Mendoza went or cried. Let's say that. Mr. Mendoza cried. 5. All right. And then 7 and 5. I'm not going to try and improv make up on the spot anymore because I'll drive myself insane. Haiku. 17 syllables, 3 lines, 5, 7, 5 is the pattern there. Then there's sonnets. Okay, sonnets are popularized by people such as Shakespeare, right? He's written many, many sonnets. And how these work is they're 14 lines written in iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter, what is that? What that is you have 10 syllables per line, and it fluctuates. Okay, so you're gonna have iambic, meaning that you're gonna have 4. You're gonna have 10 lines, and then it's gonna be broken down into 5 couplets, if that makes sense. 5 couplets of syllables. So syllable, right? Every formation of noise. So if we break it down, right, we have this line: Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? 10, right? 10 syllables. And so you're going to break that down. Shall I? So you'll notice that in sonnets, or in the way iambic pentameter is you change the inflection each one. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? The reason why you do that is you know where to emphasize each word, right? I compare thee to summer's day, right? Um, rush through that, but that's kind of the core of a sonnet. Okay, is you have um, you have 14 lines, 10 syllables each, broken down to 5 groupings of syllables. Okay, that inflection, you change the inflection. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Don't worry too much about that. For right now, the core is 10 syllables per line. Okay. And so you have, so then we elevate that. A sonnet will have 3 quatrains and then a couplet. What's a quatrain? What's a couplet? Quatrain is a grouping of 4 lines. Okay. So you have 4 different lines of 10 syllables. You follow me? 3 quatrains, which has 4 lines in each one. That is 10 syllables. You're in an English class and there's a lot of math involved. I hope you're ready. So that's a quatrain. 4 lines. 3 of those. Then the couplet. The couplet is 2 lines. 10 syllables. Okay? So 3 quatrains, each of 3 quatrains, each of 4 lines, 10 syllables. 1 couplet of 2 lines, 10 syllables. The reason why it's written this way is because of the rhyming pattern. Okay. Um, so if you take the quatrain, the first quatrain, it's going to go A, B, A, B. What does that mean? It means the last word on each of these lines will rhyme um, the upcoming line or the every other line. Okay, so line one rhymes with line three, A B. Line two lines with line four, B B. A B B. A B B. So three quatrains, four lines, 10 syllables, two couplets, 10 syllables. Uh, so first quatrain, A B. Second quatrain, C D C D. Okay, the reason why it's C D C D is because these lines don't rhyme with the first quatrain. So think of each grouping of lines as their own separate mini poem that all have to deal with the same concept. Okay, so first quatrain, A B A B. Second quatrain, C D C D. Third quatrain, E F E F. And then we have our last two, our couplet, our last two lines, which is going to be G G. So, because there's only two lines, the last two lines will rhyme with each other. Okay, so A B, C D C D, E F E F, G G. Okay, that is a sonnet. It sounds very complicated, and yes, the most complicated part is the structure. That's what makes the sonnet unique. That's what makes it the story. And so that's what's creative. I highly challenge you thinking about it. Now, here's what's most important about the sonnet: is yes, you have different three different groupings, four different groupings, right? The quatrains, and then the couplets. But using those, you're going to explore theme. Okay, and so we talked about this last week a little bit with the personal narrative. Theme is the main message, core story, moral concept of a story. And so when you write these out, each one of your groupings, your quatrains and couplets, are going to explore the same theme, the same core concept. Okay, and so as you're writing, think about that. How does each of these quatrains and couplets, how does that go back to the main theme? The theme is love. What do each of these say differently about love? First quatrain might say love is a dream. Second one might say love is a nightmare, right? So we go more in depth with that. The third one says love doesn't exist, but the last one says the couplets say um, is a decision to accept love. I don't know. That's kind of the core of that. The other kind of poem I'm gonna go over is called Free Form. This one's super easy. It's just your own, right? You just write from a different perspective. Um, what's interesting about free form is, and it might actually be harder than these other ones, is because it's not structured. You get to kind of create your own structure on this. But when you're doing free form, always go back to the theme and try and challenge yourself to make groupings of lines or to try and keep a pattern of some sort. That's, I would think, a big weakness of a lot of people when it comes to poetry is they don't keep a rhythm to it, and that's what makes poetry poetry is rhythm. One of the biggest forms of free form is spoken word. Okay, spoken word, of which I'm gonna try and include a video for you. And spoken word is free form poetry, but it goes more on the concept of rhyme, rhythm, kind of like rapping without the music, if that makes sense.